Hello, 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 and welcome to a live stream by Virtual Flight Diaries. And we are here in the Inibuilds Airbus A300-600 Premium Edition. And we're in a UPS livery with the Pratt & Whitney engines. So got a little cargo flight here. We're going to take off from Philadelphia. We're going to head down to Bermuda. Not really sure if there's an actual route for that. So we're going to go with that this is a special chartered cargo route for Bermuda in anticipation of the hurricane that might or might not hit it. So that's the story we're going with. And we're using Beyond ATC for our air traffic control. And let's get on board and let's get fired up. All right, we are connected to ground power. And everything else is in the system. So let's custom cargo, load from SendBrief. Let's go back. There we go. All right, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna fire up the batteries. It's been a while since I've flown this, other than just did a quick test flight for the thumbnail. So if I mess some things up, that's why. All right, so nav lights could come on, strobes go to auto. Let's come up here. We got ground control could come on. Let's get our adheres lining up. Yeah, we'll come down here. We'll turn on the fuel pumps. All 5 billion of them. And let's fire up the EPU. Let's go. We'll get the window heats on. Oxygen can get turned on. All right, so go to menu, go to ACARS, and we'll load our SendBrief flight plan up. And we'll align the IRSs so they can get going. And we're UPS 1429. We'll get the flight plan in. So Philadelphia. Get the ATIS. All right, we have information pop-up. Philadelphia clearance, UPS 1429 with information Papa. I'd like to pick up our clearance to Bermuda. Cleared to Bermuda, vectors Woodstown and his file. Climb maintain 4000, expect 310 10 minutes after. Departure on 119.75 and squawk 5614, UPS 1429. Vectors Woodstown then is filed, UPS 1429. We'll contact ground on 121.9 when we're ready for engine start, UPS 1429. All right, so we're going to depart 9er left. So we got 9 left in there. And we'll insert that. That looks good. And for our arrival, just to get that fired up, looks like we're coming in to runway 12. So runway 12 is a RNAV. Doing a MOMA 1. Dacer. Went in, looks good. We'll insert that. And we'll check it out. All right, that looks good. All right, that's the next page. So let's apply load to aircraft. Fueling up. So we got a 0 fuel weight of 275.1. And fuel, what is our fuel? 58.1. All right, until our fuel loads up, I'll have to wait on that one. All right, so takeoff. Nope, I want takeoff. There we go. Runway 9 left. We do 15:15. We'll sync the weather. That looks good. All right, flex 58, 146, 149, 154. 146. 149. And then 154 to go. Actually put that one in this box here. But we have to wait for the IRSs to finish aligning, which I think they just did. All right, so turn that on. We do 172, which will be actually 174, which will be V2 plus 20. It's all in. Flight plan is in. Nav accuracy updated. R0 fuel. I'm hitting the wrong thing, so we want weight balance. It's gonna be 30.6. Did miss. What was our setting? Down to, okay. Cargo's on board. We can close the main door. Stairs. Close that door. Use up and running, so we'll get to that. Nope. This one. There's the APU. Oh, we could kill the ground power. The GPU. Still got 5 minutes left. Let's finish that now. All right, so we're all loaded up, fired up.
United 2419, runway 9er left taxi via Delta Juliet, Kilo 6 Kilo Whiskey. Runway 9er left via Delta Juliet, Kilo 6 Kilo Whiskey, United 2419.
I don't know why it's doing this. So I've had this set up, but there's like this new glitch that is resetting my keybinds. Auto profiles.
American 682, ready to taxi to the active.
American 682, runway 9er left taxi via Juliet, Kilo 6 Kilo Whiskey.
All right, so that's all set up. Let's request startup. Now fire up engine 1. Engine 2, I should say. Engine start approved. We'll call when ready. UPS 1429 heavy. And introduce some fuel. Let's start on 2. Turn on 1. Oil pressure. Max motoring. Fuel in. That's a good start on engine 1. And 2 good engine starts. APU can be shut off. APU bleed off. That all looks good. So we go taxi. And runway turn off lights could come on. And here we are. So we're all programmed. We're all loaded up. We're all ready to go. Let's I'll get my over the dash view for taxi. And let's call for taxi. All right, ready to go. Let's finish up here. So we need flaps 15 and max braking. All right, brakes release. Removed. Doors are armed. And off we go. Taxi works. Brakes work. That all looks good. The big bird, we weigh about 322,000 pounds. That's a lot of pounds. That's a lot of pounds. We can brake on. Taxi light off while we wait. There's something going on there. Go around. All right, so we're sitting here waiting for traffic. Is that Philly's a little busy? All right, what's going on? So, how's everybody doing this fine afternoon? Hopefully this flight goes better than our last one with the YS-11 over in Japan. That had a lot of glitches. Knock on wood. Now we got an airplane landing. Slam. After this guy clears the runway, we should be next going. I think Beyond ATC has better traffic injection. That's my hot take. And I'd be honest with you, I would drop say intentions if Beyond ATC had any kind of VFR. Eventually we'll get moving. Very busy afternoon here in Philly. Traffic landing on 9 left. Or is that our 9 right landing again? No, that's a... Wow. All right, so this is going to be the traffic sightseeing stream. Got an airplane spot. You thought this was going to be a Airbus A300 flight, but no, this is going to be a Beyond ATC plane spotting stream, and we're going to sit here all day and just watch planes land. AI powered planes. Hey, how about that? That plane in front of us will get out of the way. What was that? Tokyo Drift up there. Still better traffic injection than, say, intentions. All right. On. I think I shut the taxi light off. Just sit there. It's on. Strobe's on. All right. Lot of traffic. What was our $5614? It's 14. That's 5614. Yep. ERA above. Right. Line up and wait. All right. All right. 09 left confirmed. Flaps 15. Landing lights are on. Strobes are on. Max brake and speed brake is armed. Clear for takeoff. So spool them up. All right. Ready to go. Toga. $100 knots. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. We'll accelerate out. Flight level change, heading select. And that up to 220. And finally going to start accelerating. So flaps. Accelerate out to 250. Flaps up. I'll switch it to auto. Taxi lights could come off. Yeah, they wanted us to go to 15,000, so we'll do that. Woodstown. Habits, profile. All right, we're off. Looking good. Trying to talk myself through what we have to do because it's not second nature. It's been a while. It's not second nature. But we are squawking and talking and climbing out. So, oh, we could disarm that. Flaps up, gear up, spoilers disarmed. Taxi lights off. Landing lights to go. All right, approaching 10,000 feet. Kill the landing lights. Should then accelerate up, which we are. That looks good. All right. I'd like to be able to shut that tablet off. I always had that issue, even in 2020, that this tablet's here. I'm not using that tablet, so that's just frames being wasted to have that running. That's all part of optimization there, Inibuilds. I could grab 5 frames per second by clicking that off, and that could mean the difference between stuttering and etc. Just saying. Traffic off our nose. So there's a hurricane out in the Atlantic, so this is probably going to be a very cloudy flight. 310. So Bermuda is not going to be an extremely spicy landing. It's got a almost 10,000 foot runway there. They're actually certified to land the A380. So it's actually no problem. A lot of cargo flights come in there. I believe UPS does run there, but I couldn't find anything definitive. Excuse me. And this almost became a 777 freighter flight because this thing just was not working out for me. But I mean, I'm still getting a pretty decent frame hit with this thing. It's just not optimized. And it's a shame because a lot of people want to fly this plane. But yeah. Inibuilds, you guys, you make good looking planes, but you guys have got to learn to optimize it. Now, Just Flight, they dropped their A300 their older school version one. Oh man, I'm gonna fly that. And I know Just Flight is really good at optimizing things, so that's going to be a real good one. Clouds coming in, man. Well, we turn out over the Atlantic. I mean, the hurricane's pretty far south. The hurricane's probably down closer to Florida. So this is just the way hurricanes just stir up the atmosphere is pretty insane. It's pretty cool how they, FedEx and UPS, they still run these planes as old as they are. No more passenger service, though. I'm running a Rex Atmos Core for 2024. And we've seen I've been running it now for a couple of our streams. And one of the biggest takeaways I like from it is zero frame hit for one. But I like how that was a little hiccup. I like how it renders my clouds. Because like I said, I was plagued, even 2020, I was plagued with the gritty clouds, and none of the fixes would work. So, but now they're all nice and smooth. Climbing on up. Do our transition so we don't forget. Need it to be, so push for standard, standard, and standard. It's 1, 2, and 3 STDs. bad. My Steam Deck doesn't want to link up to my OBS. I think the engine's a little loud for you guys. Let me dial that back. So who wants to blow their eardrums out? No, everything is looking good. Should have good winds right down the runway when we get there. According to the cool weather report. I mean, who doesn't like the fact that of air travel? I mean, look at the time. So this flight's going to take about an hour and 17 minutes. An hour and 17 minutes is the same distance for me to travel to Allentown by car. So the time it takes me to go to Allentown by car, in an airplane, I could be in Bermuda. Now, if anyone knows what Allentown is, it's in southeast Pennsylvania. And it's around my hometown area. But that's just insane to me. And it's probably one of the really cool things. I mean, let's look at Florida. So a flight from Philly to Florida is what? 2 hours, 2.5 hours? 18 hours by car from where I live. Insane. on where we're at. Still climbing up, 25,000. Slow climber. What's that? Get up to Cruis. Go over the changelog for the updated version. I'm sure everybody's kind of gone through it already, because I'm a little late to the game. There we go. Found the changelog. Still climbing up. Oh. Looking along, almost 500 knots across the ground. Must have a real good tailwind. Oh, I got the change log here. Version 1.01, 1.0.5. So, what's been fixed? Stutters and freezing when beacon or strobe lights are turned on, based on multiple user reports. So, I'm just going to go over this. I haven't flown this a lot due to the fact that it was just bricking my simulator. So I won't be able to compare the fixes, but we're just going to go over it. So they fixed the control wheel steering and the control wheel, or so the CWS and the CMD both active simultaneously. So when you turn the autopilot on, the control wheel steering and the command switches would both go on. Constraint mode enabled by default has been fixed. The first officer side decision height button does nothing when clicked. That has been fixed. So I wouldn't know even if I flew it a lot because I don't fly first officer side. They fixed the TCAS standby ECAM. Should appear when transponder is set. They fixed the blue arrow drawn on the curve path even when curve path option has been disabled. So the original FMC the original MCDU didn't draw curved paths. It would go waypoint to waypoint. I have a more modern version turned on where curved paths are possible. So apparently before that, curve paths, if that was turned off, it would still show the blue arrow going through a curve. Upward descent is drawn based on the curve path regardless of the settings. That's been fixed. Altitude intercept points shown on curve path instead of straight path. All EFP checklists were categorized as pre-flight. Wow. Strobe lights not working as intended. Clouds bleeding through the virtual cockpit. All this stuff has been fixed. So flex temp push button sound missing. That's been fixed. It did have a click. They fixed typos in the standby compass labeling. No dome light splash in the cabin. Passenger GE setting. Navigation lights are too large. Landing elevation displayed half dark at night. Landing elevation flickering. Wind data input has been corrected on the descent forecast page. Descent forecast page winds would not import correctly, so that's all been fixed. NFB alternate and final fuel values cannot be edited during a refuel. That's been fixed. Missing ground roll and reverse thrust sounds. That's all been fixed. We'll find that out shortly. They fixed the elevator stuck in the full down position. Wow. Landing light artifact visible under the wings. That's been fixed. Floating light orbs on the main deck cargo. That's been fixed. Cargo door animation and logic has been fixed. V2 calculated lower than V1s. That's been fixed. I do remember that bug. We would constantly get a V2 that was lower than V1, which is impossible. This is a co-pilot model in the cockpit GX at the GE PAX version. There's no co-pilot in the cockpit here, unless that's an external thing. Standby compass lighting was missing. Single chime for master caution stops after fire test. Keep going until it has been clicked. So that's been fixed. Captain terrain display is rendering incorrectly. That's as a solid green. That's been fixed. Vertical guidance symbol drawing off track. That's been fixed. Charts, aircraft symbols not pointing in the flight direction. So that's all been fixed. DME resolution too low. Missing tooltips for standby compass. I don't ever have two tooltips on, so missing tooltip for captain and flight to the yoke. Charts page not refreshing. Departure destination airports after SB inputs. Okay. TCAS showing in-op status. That's been fixed. Charts have been added, and a functional standby compass has been added. And that is the newest version of the Inibuilds Airbus A300. That's no good. That's not part of my thing. Oh well, that'll be demonetized. Hopefully that's not a copyright hit. That I'm monetized to begin with. It does that, man. I gotta go on. All right, we're cruising and chilling, guys. So Thursday, we're going to take a look at the 727 Super. So we're going to be back in the 27. That should be a fun stream. We're going to be over in Europe. We're going to use the Cougar Cargo Airlines, and we're going to be doing a flight up to Edinburgh from Stansted. So that should be a fun trip. I gotta take a little time. That's why I'm scheduled it for Thursday. I gotta take just a little bit of time to familiarize myself with the 27 Advance. Just a little bit of different nuances, especially with the autopilot. How's everybody doing? I'm doing good. Knees feeling better, if anyone was wondering. I didn't stream last week because I couldn't push the rudder pedals because I hurt my knee. If you guys are watching this, though, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button. It really helps out the channel. Pushes the channel out to people, other people that might like this stuff, and pushes it out to the Fight Sim community so that we have a so trying to get the channel to grow. So, and the only way for a channel to grow is for you guys to support it. Because without your support, a YouTube channel is nothing. Say this is going a lot better than the YS11 stream. Just a reminder too, if you guys really want to help out the channel, running YouTube channels are very expensive. There are super chats, and the tip link is in the channel description. If you guys want to do that, that is never required though. Never required. So all the shameless plugs are out of the way. It's actually not too bad. I thought the cloud cover would be a little worse. Still some stutters. Really, really heavy on the frame rates. All right. Well, I mean, there's not much going on as far as I can tell with the flight sim community that we could talk about. So, but just so you guys know, you're watching, you're always welcome to ask me questions, talk to me. I'm a very personable person. Yeah, very personable kind of guy. Always willing to meet new people. One of the reasons why I started a YouTube channel was to meet new people and help out in the flight sim community. But that's okay too. If you guys just want to hang out, watch the video, I'll hang out with you. But I didn't have a lot to discuss, so. The clouds are looking good. I always have to comment on the clouds because clouds are hit or miss in the sun. I think the clouds are looking good today. Was any word on the Just Flight Valkyr F-100s? Beyond ATC. At this level in the communications, we wouldn't be using the tag heavy. I think I'm looking forward to the most is the Fokker F-100 and the Black Square Turbine Bonanza. Although the Just Flight to Lear 30 or Lear 45 is looking pretty hot too, so I think all we ever had in Microsoft Flight Simulator was the default Lear 35. hope we could really do a proper like release party for the F100. Do a full like day in the life of a regional F100 pilot. Yeah, I think those planes. I really am very curious about how a turbine Bonanza runs. Oh, we got here. We got the CJ-6A trainer, which is a Chinese aircraft. Kind of looks like a Chinese version of the T6 Texan. That is. Maybe I'll pick it up. Do some research on it. I don't even know what that plane is. It does look like a T6 though. We got about 15, 20 minutes left in the flight. We'll be starting down soon. New York Oceanic, UPS 1429. What runway are we landing at in Bermuda? All right, thanks. We'll expect runway 12 or UPS 1429. Thanks, UPS 1429. New York Oceanic, UPS 1429. Quiet day today, isn't it? Roger, UPS 1429. Not talkative. Not very talkative. Thought I could get into a little chit chat there. Seen other people do it. I guess it depends on. I guess Oceanic is just not a very talkative person. All right, let's check on our plane. See what we're doing here. Top of the set was calculated. That's good. Let's get some VRAM hits going. It should be coming up on our top of the set soon. Got it right here. All right, there we go. Kind of transition back in. It looks like it caught up. Jeez, how many times I gotta... So we're coming in on this one. Should be above 240 at Union and at Momom above 12,000, below 10,000 at Admer, and then 3,000 at Wenin. Got the RNAV 12 approach. So we're coming on Wenin. And Wenin, we got to be at 3,000 feet. And then let's look at it. Then we're going to descend down to 1,700. With our final approach fix going to be Towan. Yeah, Town. Across town, and then we'll descend down 3.4 degrees on the FPV. Oh, pardon me. Sorry about that. I didn't have time to hit the mute button, so I do apologize. Let's see, we got a decision altitude of 442, so we'll do 450. In there, side up. Right, 450 on each side. 3.4 on the FPV. Looks like we're set up for the approach. Start up descent. What is our clock in this plane? I forget. Let's just say we got like 10 minutes. Okay. Supposed to have that on. Oil pressure and temperature look good. Read the ILS. I think we're all set up for our approach. Then the rest is just to put the altitude in the box. I believe it's to pull it before to come out. So we're all set up. you know what we can do? I believe it's just like any other Airbus. Flaps 30-40. I guess we don't have to put in things. So wind correction. We don't need a wind correction. Oh, so that's what that does. All right, so we're all set up for the approach. Got about 5 minutes to TODs. Start on down. 40 miles to our top percent. No, you could arm it. We'll arm it when we pass this waypoint. All looking good. Just jump. I guess you can't arm it until you're closer. See that vertical deviation bar pop up. Guess we have to wait for the vertical deviation bar to pop up. There we go. Profile descent armed. There we go. Yeah, we should start down. Yeah. Cool. We're on our way down. Turn off the music a little early. Since my music's bit me on the stream so far, I'm gonna get a copyright warning. We are way above. That's probably why we're going down at like 4,000 feet per minute. It's coming in line. There we go. We're back on path. Yeah, I don't think this does LNAV, VNAV. Coupled approach. That's where the speed breaks out. A little high on path. All right, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we will be on the ground in Bermuda in about 10 minutes. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the landing. Yeah, coming on down. So I see that the hurricane isn't affecting too much out here. So be above 12 at Mom and 10,000 at Dem. Little tiny island and a lot of ocean. It was supposed to be below 10,000. 10,000 or below at Dem. On path, so it should be. Sunset approach into Bermuda. And we're actually looking pretty good. Except are we going to slow up? We're passing 10,000 at rocket ship speeds. Turn the landing lights on. Check our approach. 140. Okay. What's our landing rate going to be? My guess is 320. I've never buttered this. Ever buttered this plane. Definitely don't need to be coming in that fast. Coming down that fast, I should say. Our intercept altitude in. Let's bring that down. Better awareness. Looks like we're going to meet our 3,000 feet at winning, so that's good. Oh, flap schedule speeds. Okay. Actually, go flaps 1. Well, slats. Slats 15. All right, so we're going to hit 3,000 a little early. It's fine. And the speed brake, I don't think I'm going to need it anymore. It's all looking good. So we are at 1,700 feet. We didn't need to be this low, this early, but that's okay. Get the flight recorder up. slow it down to 180. More flaps out. Turning in. Still pretty far out, maybe 20 miles. All right, speed alt nav. And as predicted, right down the runway. That might help us for better butter of a landing. Right, so now we're supposed to be at 1,700 feet right here. There's town. I wonder if we can arm at approach. Localizer, glide slope. I'm feeling that's going to mess us up. You're down. Laps 20. Landing gear didn't come down. And flaps full. All right, and let me get the flight recorder on. That looks good. So I guess that's how you do it. So for an RNAV approach, you put it in profile and nav, and that's how you set the decision altitude. But we are off. What the heck happened there? Welcome to Bermuda. And it probably was not legal. Did forget to put the auto brake on. And we missed our turn off. 60 knots, so bring it out of reverse. It looks like Beyond ATC has died on me. That's fine. I don't know. That felt kind of good, guys. I think I floated it a little bit going for that butter. I think we also landed illegally. A little long. So the cargo ramp is up over by the terminal, which is a little bit of a ride. What's up? Also went flaps 30, I think, with the like my flaps indicator that I was at flaps 30. Stop the recording. Looks like we're going so slow, we're actually going almost 20 knots. Big, big plane. A little sensitive on the tiller. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bermuda. Like I said, it wasn't going to be difficult. It's just a very scenic airport. I do have scenery for this. This is scenery I picked up on Inibuilds. No, Orbix. So it's just a scenic little postage stamp of an island. In a great big ocean. So I thought it'd be a little fun flight. Take the updated Airbus A300 there. But she did good. Didn't glitch out. We were able to do an RNAV, LNAV, RNAV, or LNAV VNAV approach. Figured it out. Couldn't remember exactly how you were supposed to do it, but we figured it out. Came in nicely. We floated it, but I think we had a good landing. Let's see what we got. So it's saying a 191 at 1G. Not necessarily a butter, but for me, that is fantastic. Never got that low. Always averaged in the 200s. But it did feel soft. It did feel good. So not like slamming it in. You really don't want to slam in something that weighs 300,000 pounds. Bust up the gear. We'll head up over to the cargo ramp and then we will check out the replay, and that's going to be it for today's second stream. Well, you can check out the first day's stream if you didn't get it. We took out the YS-11 Tokyo down to Kobe, and that was full of interesting bugs. But if you want to see how we fixed them and continued our flight, was able to complete our flight. So if you got some broken things going on with your YS-11 in the simulator, check out that flight. You'll see how we came up with the solutions. So this is the turbo building. So we got the cargo ramp is right up over here. Do Park 11 because that's where I went last time I was here in a freighter. Parking brake on. All right. Bermuda, guys. Beautiful little airport. It's getting a little dark. Let's wind it back just a little bit. Brighten that up, get that nice golden sun. All right, guys, let's check out that replay. Let's see how this 191 looked. Forward. Yeah, we got way off course there. I don't know what happened. But the big question everybody's going to be asking is, were we legal? Or we were floating. We were floating. Or not legal. There's the end of the touchdown zone. Didn't make it. It should have been a go around. Oh well. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of our stream. I'll wind this back and let you catch the full approach into lovely Bermuda. I want to thank everyone that watched the video, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We got the 727 Super 27 coming up on Thursday, so if you want to check that out, it'll be about 4:30 Eastern time. And until then, thank you for all the likes, all the support. If you're watching in the background, that is okay. Maybe someday you guys will talk to me. But until then, stay safe, stay healthy. This is Virtual Flight Diaries. My name is John. On to the next one. See ya.